welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley, and this is our final episode of 2021. And I am sitting here. I never know where the fuck I am in this city. I'm somewhere in Birmingham.
Baby.
In front of, as I was saying to one of our guests, a place that kind of looks like an insane asylum from the 30s a little bit from the outside.
Probably feels that way inside, too.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
If Nick lives
With my fucking wife in there. You get the wife started in there, it's a damn nut house.
I don't got a ball and chain. I got a fucking straight jacket. You know what I mean?
Hey, it's a bed of walls to goot.
So I am sitting here with all friends of the show. Been on many times, and it's so good to see them here. Starting off, we'll go around the table to my left.
Oh, Wes Van Horn?
Yeah, Wes Van Horn is
I didn't know if you
here.
were going to intro me.
And then next to him,
Narado Moore.
welcome back. Second week in a row, can't lose.
Shout out to Sammy Patch.
Yeah. And finally, a man who knows that some things can be done as well as others, our friend.
Nick Thomas said, if you ever interrupt my intro again, I'll be sure you never work in this fucking town again. You ain't never going up in a fucking mic at Stillwater again.
Well, in that case, can we go back? I'd like to interrupt Nick's.
I'd like to
not work in this
I'd
town.
like to not work in
Never. Please
great.
fucking blacklist me from Birmingham.
Well,
I don't want to do any more fucking open mics with three people.
And yeah.
oh, well, the rare martini, is that still going? Is that a Birmingham
I
thing?
wish.
No, the Red Martini is now a full-blown Mexican restaurant.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
that
shit.
sounds
They used to
delicious.
serve great tacos at the Red Martini,
They
so
did.
they decided to get rid of everything but the Mexican food.
Hey, go.
Oh, and that
go with what you know.
It was the only reason
that
to fucking step
promoter,
foot in there.
the girl there that promoted the events in the middle of everybody's set as loud as she could, handing out flyers all the time. Boy,
Oh,
what an
nice.
angel.
I remember. All I remember is one time at the Rare Martini, I brought my brother, and we did a bunch of Jaeger shots at the bar, and then he dared me that I couldn't just do "Son of a Woman" quotes
Oh, I
for my
remember that.
whole set, and
And you did.
Tolly didn't give me a light, and I literally did 45 minutes of "Son of a Woman" quotes.
Wow.
Yeah,
And there was like some
Fuck yeah.
improv troupe that was waiting to go on, and you could just see that the more that they got pissed, the more fucking loud I got.
Oh, and thank God you went on for longer because nobody fucking wants to see that.
I mean,
That sucks.
That's
The
perfect.
improv troupe, I mean. Your set was funny. You could have gone on.
it's a great fucking movie.
Yeah. Shout out to Martin Brest. He's just, his ears are burning somewhere in Hollywood.
Marty
Popped up. Yeah.
Marty B.
Also made Geely.
Miss that little piece of heaven.
Well, speaking of a piece of heaven, that
Geely,
movie,
underrated.
you put that on, man. That's 2 hours of heaven.
Listen, it's time for a Geely sequel now. I mean,
Yeah.
Have they not
Even Geelier.
Jennifer's back, so
Have they not?
That's
fucking
right.
Ironically done that shit. There's so much like ironic, like detachment now that this
Oh,
might be
yeah.
a fucking thing.
Well, that's a movie that was notoriously a flop, but no one actually saw it. They just made fun of it because it was like this, huge power couple made this
Yeah.
movie that flopped. If you actually watch it, it's fucking surreal.
do you
Yeah,
feel the same way about Mariah Carey's Glitter?
I've never seen
Because
Glitter.
that's also a movie that kind of flopped, but it was based on the star power of Mariah Carey, who had zero acting experience.
Right.
But I don't know anybody who ever saw it, but I do know everybody thinks it's the worst thing
You don't
that
know?
ever happened
Oh, you
to
don't know
cinema.
anyone that ever saw it, huh? I'm showing Rod my tattoo, my glitter tattoo.
Of Glitter.
So I
Sorry
guess
about-
I never
sorry about
fucking.
that.
I know it's an audio medium, but
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
wanted to see his face.
I guess you don't remember every time.
I haven't seen your forearms in 2 years. I forgot about it.
Yeah,
got these babies over the pandemic.
yeah. You don't know I made it seen glitter, huh? I guess you forgot every time we fucking ever get drunk. I recite the
idea.
fucking movie word for word.
That's the idea.
That and Crossroads.
Man.
That Crossroads is the shit.
That's a Britney
Yeah,
Spears
fucking
one.
Now that
Crossroads.
Britney Spears is out of their conservatorship, let's get more sequels to movies that were critically panned.
She definitely
That's the
needs to
first
by
thing she needs to
musicians.
do.
Let's
Here's
get
the thing.
Crossroads
Yeah,
too.
first thing she needs to do now that she's free is be in front of the camera more.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what she really wants.
Yeah.
That's what she wants.
Certainly not what drove her crazy in the first place.
She just needs to commit herself somewhere, like just get back to the,
Listen, she's
the
been
usual.
gone for a long time, man.
Well, she could commit herself here at the insane
Yeah,
asylum
man.
that you live in.
Hey, she can move
Yes,
in with us.
Britney
We
Spears
got a
move in
one-bedroom
with
up
Nick
here.
Thomas.
Yeah. Kevin Federline's already in there somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah,
I can.
get K-Fed in
Oh,
here, man.
that's why I was hearing Pow Pow Zow coming through the walls.
Get K-Fed in those
Yeah,
beautiful.
it wasn't the Polish immigrants cooking stew. as much as that's what it sounded like.
Stew.
What would be great is if that were what it was. It's actually just a bunch of
That's
boring.
just what they say when they add salt to a stew. Pow, pow's out.
Papa's out.
Oh, that'd be a blessing if that's who lived here. No, it's just a bunch of fucking.
Oh man, I don't know.
Boring
It's been a long time since I've heard anybody make reference to immigrants making stew, and it really just brought me back to one of my best friends in college. He had like the worst roommate situation of all time.
Oh no.
He stayed in Rose Towers at the University of Alabama. Shout out to the Towers.
Shout out
Roll
to the
goddamn
Towers.
Tide.
I lived there freshman year.
But so the room was like a 2-bedroom suite style, and it was a shared bedroom and then a single. So in the single was some fucking big country bumpkin who refused to wear deodorant like it was against his religion.
No.
And if that wasn't bad enough, his other roommate who he shared the room with was like a 56-year-old Korean immigrant who made kimchi
Oh,
for breakfast, lunch, and dinner
Smoking cigarettes in the
every
kitchen, making
fucking day.
The aroma coming from that fucking.
The fucking scent in that dorm room, buddy.
The house of
It was
farts.
outrageous.
That reminds me. Did I ever tell you about where I nearly I went and showered at this place even and backed out of the fucking moving in there when I was in LA. It was in Little Armenia. And
Nick always checks out the
You
showers.
checked out the shower doing a walkthrough.
well, no, I had moved some of my shit in there and was like,
No, you committed to moving in. And
I
then
committed to moving in and got to the part where I shower in the fucking place. And I was in the shower and I was like, I can't do this. This is fucking a bad idea.
Yeah.
And it was like 5 Russian immigrants in one fucking apart. I was needed somewhere to stay bad, but I was like, I'll fucking just go live under a bridge.
I just would like to go on the record and saying that I wasn't saying what I said about my friend's roommate because he was Korean.
No, it's kimchi.
It was the fact that he cooked kimchi 3 times. I didn't mean to set off this chain of, let me tell you about my I hate immigrants in the apartment store.
I was going to get to mine, but
Well, can I finish mine? Anyway, yeah, they Russians make shitty smelling food too.
Okay.
But no, I was like, hey, I can't do this. There was some creepy dude that I think did webcam shit in the living room. The living room was its own room. He had a fucking curtain over it.
In
It was
your
a separate,
living room? Yeah, he was going to be
in our living room.
dipping his balls in
Oh, so you were
borscht.
just moving in with some random dude.
Craigslist, man.
you,
Borschtfuckers.ru.
you moved into a Craigslist apartment and it was just 5 Russian dudes.
Yeah. Well, it's like they just kept fucking appearing, too. I was like, I didn't know all these fucking people lived here. I'm not sharing one shower. No. I walked up and found a good Craigslist place there, though.
Why would you even attempt that?
What, the Craigslist?
Craigslist is one of those things that was
found a good
shady
place there.
from its inception.
This was Kremlin's list.
Like when you first heard about Craigslist, it was absolutely not. There's no, you don't take chances or stuff like.
Do you remember me around when I first started doing comedy?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm shocked.
I mean, I
man.
was on the boards, but
I'm
I
just
wasn't looking
saying,
for anything
please
that
don't.
was clean or good.
No, I remember thinking you at Joe's place and fucking next to fucking Griffith Park or
Yeah.
wherever was fucking
MacArthur
MacArthur Park.
MacArthur
Yeah,
Park.
big diff.
I wish I was near Griffith.
Yeah, no, MacArthur Park. Sorry,
Couldn't have been
fucking-
further in my mind.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, where you
Physical
get
body.
heroin, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, I remember thinking
From
that. I was like,
Nick's
man, I wish I
living
had
room.
it this good. I wish I
know,
lived
they
in this
get
fucking mansion. Is this
crocodile.
Beverly Hills? I remember thinking that when I was there.
Well, speaking of drugs and concoctions, I kind
What'd you
of,
bring? You bring
I kind of tell, I tell.
flavored energy drink.
Well, I telegraphed this a few weeks ago on the podcast, so some people might know what's coming, but hopefully you guys don't. I
Just
got a
pulled
hold.
out a full snake. Rivers reached into a cooler and pulled out a poisonous snake.
fucking snake. You're a reptile guy now.
We get Venom. We got the Venom energy drink.
I was in beautiful Chelsea, Alabama. I stopped to grab a drink, and I of course walked over to the little cooler there, and I found an energy drink that's called cocaine.
Simply put, just cocaine.
It's called cocaine.
In a cum font.
Yeah.
I told my wife I'd never do that again. You're going to make me cut up. I'm going to get in trouble.
You gonna get me off the fucking wagon over here, baby.
On the side, it does have a warning. Warning: This message is for the people who are too stupid to recognize the obvious. This product does not contain the drug cocaine. This product is not intended to be an alternative to an illicit street drug, and anyone who thinks otherwise is an idiot.
I love that they're calling people stupid and idiots. It's like, well, you chose to name it.
You
that.
did this to you.
Yeah, you named it.
Hey,
cocaine.
idiot.
Why would anyone think that?
And I like that there's
don't
a
even get what-
warning that there's not cocaine. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a warning. It should be like warning. There is cocaine in this.
Yeah.
like,
Not
hey, you stupid.
warning. There's
For those,
not
for those
cocaine.
of you fucking idiots who are giving your child energy drinks,
Don't, yeah.
Don't worry.
Hey, you stupid fucking crack whores.
Yeah.
This is not fucking coke.
Yeah, don't worry. It's
Snort this.
It's just an obscene amount of caffeine in this thing.
Put
So
the straw in your mouth, not up your nose.
Dude, just making up straw man arguments for like,
I'm gonna do it, but you're gonna have to call my wife.
ooh, you have to get the fucking wife out here.
wait. Straw man arguments. That's just guys on coke arguing.
No, Well, they might as well even finish that thought.
That's
It's not
perfect.
going to top that.
Two guys trying to decide who's going to get that midnight.
Sometimes it's dollar.
Eight-ball.
Sometimes it's
Eight-ball.
$100 bill arguments.
Oh boy, that's when you.
It just
really
depends on
fucking-
what you're snorting. it through,
Spoon
a straw or
arguments, a thimble, etc.
It just hits harder when you do it
Yeah.
to that fucking 100.
a pinky nail arguments.
You got like the Bones fingernail.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg, anybody?
The Bob Dylan too. Yeah. There's a great cover of Rolling Stone from like 2001 where Bob Dylan has the biggest coke nail. I'm like, you are 69 at this point.
That's the perfect age to have a coke spoon.
Wink.
This particular flavor, this is cinnamon cola, so it's almost a little bit holiday-ish.
Kind of misleading.
But I got to surprise everybody. There's also a peach mango cocaine.
Well,
So
if it's gonna be an energy
Where were those
drink,
back in my day?
I know, right?
Now I want cocaine to come in different flavors
shit.
like weed does.
we can go. I got a fucking
Like
8-ball in the house.
when,
We just
like when
sprinkle
we were
some
little,
shit on
did
it.
you ever snort pixie sticks?
No,
There
I
was this kid at my school. who
I was-
snorted
there's-
We had a dude that did that.
We did too. Yeah,
And,
yeah.
everybody had a dude who snorted pixie sticks, but
They always had no
I remember
parents.
that happening in my middle school, and it was this girl who did it. I won't say her name, but I remember her
Say her
name
name.
specifically for this.
she had watched Mommy from the top of the
She
stairs.
fucking snorted a pixie stick, and then like 2 hours later, she sneezed what she thought was blood.
Yeah, and it-
Just
And
Kool-Aid.
she was freaking the fuck out.
It's like it was.
And it was like, no, you just fucking snorted like strawberry dust, you idiot.
What did
But
you
like she
think?
was like freaking the fuck out.
I'm bleeding, and it tastes like schnozberries.
Yeah, it's like also if you're freaking the fuck out
I
this
see so
much,
fast
maybe
it's
you should have
blue.
done it in the first place if you're that fucking scared of that happening.
Lightweight.
Yeah, fucking dumb
Bitch.
dumb
Bitch.
fucking
Fucking
12-year-olds.
Shit.
Yeah, it's always just some fucking white trash kid that has no fucking parental supervision. Both their parents are in prison. And they live in a fucking truck by themselves. Behind the football
Say their
stadium.
name. Go ahead and say who it is.
And that kid was me.
Oh, I have a bit about the guy I'm talking about.
I can't lie though, like just to think back of what it's like to be a kid, living in a truck by yourself counts out a badass.
Oh man, yeah, dude, I would have
like a
loved
badass
that.
situation for a 10-year-old.
Using a wrestling buddy as a pillow.
Yeah, hell yeah.
A macho man wrestling.
And it won't-
Cigarette
and it-
burns in it.
And it won't stop
yeah.
going off at night. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
3 different rips from where a dog
when you get
chewed
ready
on
to
it.
hit REM sleep. Oh yeah, god damn it, Randy, I'm trying to get some Z.
Cup of coffee in the big time. Yeah.
in Kimberly, Alabama, man. Characters.
Shout out to the Kim.
Kim
You
Tat.
light a fucking match in Kimberly. it'll
Kimchi,
fucking
Alabama.
You'll start a nuclear explosion in Kimberly if you light a match because of the fucking meth vapors there. What a shithole.
Well, speaking of vapors, let's do everybody's favorite part of the show, the ASMR section. Hold.
This guy's chomping at the bit to get it.
Oh, I gotta try it. Are you fucking?
He's addicted.
Everybody, have you ever heard of Coke Jaw? Of course, yeah, he's
rest of
definitely
this podcast
chomping at
is-
the bit.
If you thought we were talking over each other before,
Oh yeah. You thought we were talking about licorice pizza before.
get ready to hear everybody's fucking screenplay idea.
Yeah, you would have.
Oh, we're about to drop some badass ideas for some restaurants.
Dude, it's like set during the pandemic, right? And it's like 4 dudes in an apartment and they can't leave.
It's like Subway sandwiches, but the bun is made out of brownies. Hell yeah, dude, let's do it.
All right, cheers, gentlemen. Happy New Year. Let's toast to our good health
Oh,
and
man,
all
this
that with some cocaine.
Hey,
Uh oh.
I'm waiting on y'all first. to see
That's
if-
pretty good.
Hey, I don't hate it.
I like
as
it.
far as energy drinks go, which I fucking hate. and
Yeah.
don't-
Cinnamon
like,
cola
It's
cocaine
cinnamon cola cocaine.
tastes so good.
Uh-oh.
5 minutes later, these cans are going to be empty. We're like, go
Word
to
to
the fucking
Robert
store and
Evans.
see if they got it at Southside Market.
Kid stays in the picture. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, most definitely. I'm not talking about Robert Evans, who works over at Edward Chevrolet.
Oh, I thought you were talking about old Bobby Evans.
You're not talking about the cokehead movie producer?
I thought you were talking about Chef Bobby Evans back there at the Outback.
Guys, I think I'm gonna have to stop in Chelsea on the way back
This
and
shit
get
is delicious.
this shit's very good. I kind of don't want to ruin it now with the peach mango in case that's not good.
That's-
but,
It's not going to be, probably.
I like
I mean, I am dangerously dehydrated, but that is not bad.
this is a perfect way to
That's
bring
probably
in
good.
Festivus with
You should probably drink a whole
24
can.
ounces of cocaine. Happy motherfucking Festivus, baby.
hell yeah. Wow.
I was thinking I could clean up for Christmas.
I
But
told you I did like fucking a shit
This is
ton
it.
of meth
Sa-
before
Santa's-
this, so I
Santa's
shouldn't be
off
drinking
the
this at all.
sleigh.
But yeah, this thing, it's got 23 grams of sugar, okay?
Is that a lot?
Yeah, it seems like a lot. Taurine, something called L-carnitine, and D-ribose. So shout out, we do have a...
D. Ribos, wasn't he the coach of the Gonzaga Bulldogs back in the 80s?
D-Ribos.
So yeah, shout out to at Andy Vandy. Hit us up. He's our chemist that listens to the show. What the hell are we drinking?
What's
Tweet
that
at
other
me.
thing besides D-Ribos?
Oh, obviously it was L-carnitine.
I
Those
think,
two sound like-
that's airplane engine degreaser.
No, it's the Mexican restaurant that took over Rare Martini.
Is this locally harvested and fermented?
That shit sounds like some shit Joe Rogan hawks on his fucking podcast.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's
Use
chock
that
full
to
of
Like
that.
a kettlebell for your fucking neck.
That's just what if you I was about to say if you just drain his neck, that's what comes out.
It's the active ingredient in ivermectin.
You can get that. You can get that as a
Just
bonus. You
inject
get,
this cocaine directly to your bloodstream.
if you use a promo code, you can get kettlebells for your fucking nutsack.
Like Joe Exotic.
Yeah, a million fucking bad ideas.
By the way, on the side it has this thing where it says energy level, and it's got 3.5 Texas Longhorn logos for some reason.
Oh well, yeah.
So
We all know what that
I thought it
means.
was gonna be like, why? It should just be like 3 keys with
Just
powder on
measuring
it.
stuff. In
Right.
I mean, there's your fucking marketing
That's
right
it,
there, man.
there.
and this is this is distributed by a place called Peachy Distribution out of Athens, Georgia.
What's the equivalent of one Longhorn?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a losing season.
That's what it is.
They probably doing a lot of
It's
coke,
going
though.
3 and 7
You've got,
in
you've got
in the
the
Big 12.
enthusiasm of 3 Texas Longhorn football fans.
Yeah.
It's pretty mellow. Is there melatonin in there?
Yeah, well, there's 3.5 of them, so that's roughly.
Melatonin, there's fucking Molly in it, I think. Right?
Yeah, I think 3.5 Longhorns is roughly equal to, you know.
Let's crank this peach mango.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting. All right, here we go. We're
We're all
doing.
addicted to it.
We gotta do another shot.
Finish this
You got
and
any
go
more of
get
that?
the other
Any
one.
more of that? You got any more of that?
Hit me, God damn it!
I'll call Southside Market.
Do a
see if they
sneak.
got
I'm
it.
gonna do a sneaker bump of this.
Can you snort liquid?
Yes.
You snort anything, man.
It's like, yeah, you can put anything.
If you put your mind to
You
it.
put your mind to
I'll
it.
tell you what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fucking shoot that up my ass. Oh, that'd be fucking awesome.
Wes hasn't finished his cocaine, his original.
I
I
don't know.
apologize. I didn't realize it was a race.
Ooh, I gotta say, it's smells real nice.
You're not
It's a
gonna
race,
get in on
motherfucker.
this?
If you want in on that,
Hey, if it's,
You're not
if,
getting in on
if
this,
it-
Nikki?
I'm good, man. The peach mango. I'm not sold on that.
I'm logging this on Letterboxd as about 2.5 Longhorn, 3.5 Longhorns.
It's like hell. I'm getting on there making a page for it first of all. Then fucking
Smells divine.
I was
It
gonna
smells
say,
so
Rod
good.
was a big fan of the rowdy peach mango. So
See, that one's a little too sweet for me.
yeah, that one.
The cinnamon was.
It just tastes
mild.
like carbonated peach juice. It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's
But it's not as good as the cinnamon cola.
Oh, and it's got a real gnarly like a real chemical cloud just coming out of my
Yeah.
fucking esophagus after that.
very, very much like a muskrat sauna.
see, that's what I like about Rod, man.
Like you
He's
just blew a janitor at a chemical factory.
That's what I like about Rod. Like
A janitor who sticks his wiener in those peach rings at the gas station.
you should review bad
Someone who just fucked a
restaurants in
peach.
Birmingham.
Suck the peach
And
rings
you
off me,
fucking like-
daddy.
Use fucking descriptions like that. Because what was it you said about the if I may bring the albino girl thing up that we talked about? What is it you said she looked like? It's like a fucking Cornish
they
gay man.
look like they look like chicken thawed in the sink when they get naked.
No, you said that, and then you were like, she looks like an uncooked Cornish game hen.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Yeah.
That's the fucking best shit I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I told my girlfriend about that. And she hates
Well, she
it.
said I wasn't able to hang out with you anymore. But I'll show her.
Yeah, she's definitely not ever going to
She
fucking talk
hates
to
your
niggas.
fucking guts.
She's packing right now. I mean, I wasn't going to bring it up, but he saw it.
Sir, you're out of order.
Out of order? I show you out of order. You don't know what out of order is, Mr. Trask. I show you, but I'm too old. I'm too tired. I'm too fucking blind. If I were the man I was 5 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to this place.
So I got a couple of news stories I wanted to share with you, gentlemen, and this one actually was perfect. And
we go.
I love
Politics.
Huh? A little bit.
He's on Fox News
You better
again.
not be talking about QAnon again, because I will fucking fight you.
But well, dude, put on the gloves, my man. So
I'm glad. Good.
This is great, and this is my favorite thing about this show. People know my heart. I was literally reading this story when @Guy the First tweeted me. It was like, "Hey, you guys should cover this." I was like, "Buddy, I'm reading it literally right now." when he tweeted at me. So this is from Vice and the Daily Beast. I kind of use the best hits from both angles of this thing. So on the weekend of December 10th, the Elevate Life Church in Dallas, Texas, played host to an event called Reawaken America. Which is a huge conspiracy theory conference.
Oh, man. I fucking want to go to that.
So the conference, I mean, honestly, I mean, aside from all of the other world-changing horrible things, one of the worst things about COVID is I can't go to all these crazy people conferences.
Dude, for real, like, if one of y'all win, I would
Sleep too long.
I know. I want to get reawakened.
I just want to get that shit scare out of me at one of those things, just because of how batshit those fucking people are.
So the conference was run by a Tulsa businessman named Clay Clark and was headlined by right-wing figures such as disgraced former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, former Trump advisor Roger Stone, MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell,
He had to be there.
and of course, the big kahuna, Eric Trump, the son of Donald Trump, also spoke at the event. So that's the bill for the weekend for the conference. And as you might imagine, many of the attendees and presenters of this event are unvaccinated, and in the days after the event became predictably sick with symptoms like coughing, shortness of breath, and fever. And the fact that this was likely a COVID-19 outbreak and super spreader event has been almost entirely ignored. Instead, the conspiracy theorists claim that they were attacked with anthrax.
You know what? They got a point, man.
The
and
damn
also,
Democrats.
I love it.
I mean, damn, it sounds like a cold to me. I mean,
love
fuck, don't. put
I
that
love it.
shit.
I love that.
Anthrax.
Like we're so out of conspiracy theories.
Oh
that
yeah.
we're back in 2001.
yeah. We
Finding old shit to bring up.
Is Osama bin Laden still alive?
Fucking like anthrax is something that everybody knows. You had to have opened an envelope filled with some mysterious white powder.
Yeah, well,
And all these people
It
are
also
sick
doesn't
here.
give you COVID.
Nobody's
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
an
kill-
envelope filled with white powder. And they're just like, I got the anthrax. Like, it's not the flu. You can't catch anthrax, motherfucker.
There was a second shooter on the grassy knoll firing anthrax and steel beams.
we got the anthrax.
well, y'all are joking, but they do have an explanation that I'm going to get to. There are two details in this story, and they're going to be pretty obvious when I hit them. That I was
Thank
like,
you,
well,
I'm sure.
I have to include that. One of them is the proposed source of the anthrax, but we'll get there in a
It was
second.
Antifa,
Yeah, well,
motherfucker.
so
That's all there is to it.
the anthrax claim was seemingly first made by Joe Oltman, who is a conservative radio host. He has a-
Bizarro Joel Austin.
yeah, not really that bizarro. I mean,
Joe Oatsman.
Just him with
Slightly-
like a fake mustache walking. Like, no, it's Olfman.
It's Joe Austin in Groucho Marx glasses with the nose. It must. No, I'm not Joel Austin. I'm Joe Olfman.
Literally says Joel Austin on the big jet you just landed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're friends.
I didn't say I don't fucking know.
All
the
right.
guy.
I didn't say I didn't know who that was.
so he has a podcast called Conservative Daily, and earlier this week in a video recording of the podcast, he can be seen coughing and sneezing on camera, symptoms often associated with COVID-19. And Oltman said that he was sick, but claimed his symptoms were tempered because he was already taking the antibiotic doxycycline as a result of impaling his leg on an arrow in an accident in his brother's garage weeks earlier.
I'll tell you what, man. That sounds like my fucking cousin Randy.
I love
What a
that.
sentence.
When I read that, I was like, you're really reaching for excuses. That's how you know somebody's lying.
Been an infection
When they're lying about some shit that they don't have to lie about. You could have just said I was already taking an antibiotic and nobody would have cared.
Right.
You're like, I was
those
already
aren't
on an antibiotic.
Right.
I was at my brother's house goofing off in the old
And
garage.
impaled his leg with an arrow.
My leg.
These motherfuckers would admit to the most embarrassing shit than just say they fucking took an antibiotic because they thought they had a fucking like a goddamn virus that's
right. Well,
going around.
And furthermore, I would go ahead and say Joel Oltmann is probably fucking vaccinated and doesn't want to tell the people.
He sounds like a closet vax person.
Which is the same as like Tucker Carlson and any of like the bigger level people. Every one of those goddamn people has all 3 fucking shots. They didn't even hesitate, but they continue to tell people not to do this.
Tucker Carlson's on Fox, right?
Yeah.
Never. I was gonna say, I wonder if like CNN or somebody they're required to get vaccinated.
Well, Fox is now.
They are.
And
okay. Well, yeah,
all those places are required to get vaccinated.
Yeah. I think
so, like,
anywhere that if you run a television studio that has a union, then
So I mean, then there's no fucking way.
Yeah, they're
just like still. No, man, we were shooting arrows at each other in my cousin's garage.
That's the fun. That's like.
But you can thank the union for that. They got you that.
They got you that right there, buddy.
That's the people at work. That's the people's power. We're allowed to shoot arrows at anybody who comes in this facility.
Why have fucking health care? Why would I have insurance? I'm not going to use it. I got insurance so I could just shoot arrows as much as I want.
What better fucking way?
That's the weirdest details. He says he impaled his leg on an arrow, not with an arrow. So apparently this arrow was stationary and he somehow fell onto it to
was
a degree.
suction cup to the wall like a dildo.
No, that's not what happened. They were playing darts with them. Man.
Yeah.
They were playing giant arrow darts.
His
So you don't
brother's
ever
got it
fucking.
stuck against the wall. That's how he marks if the car's in enough in the garage.
Yeah.
He's got the arrows there. He feels his car hit that arrow. He knows he's in there.
Man, that's just how we used to pass the time during halftime, man.
So this is a quote from Altman.
Who among us?
I mean, come on.
Anybody could.
Yeah.
We can
You
all.
show me somebody that ain't, and I'll show you a fucking lie.
Held themselves on an arrow.
So Altman said, "Quote: There's a 99.9% chance this is anthrax." Even though no one had tested positive for anthrax and none of the other 3,500 attendees have suffered from anthrax symptoms.
Or dead from anthrax, because that shit kills you. It's fucking.
But you can't argue with those numbers.
I mean,
That's the thing. That's the thing about it. Like
0.01.
you can't disprove that it's not a 99.9% chance that it's anthrax.
you know what I think it is, man? I think it's I just did too much fucking blow.
I did too much
just
cocaine
admit to
energy
anything.
drink.
Yeah.
I just like that he's willing to go that far.
Oh, yeah.
With
yeah.
it, like, dude, like I'm almost 100% certain. Like he, instead of wording it that way, he just said there's a 99.9. I saw mysterious white powder. I saw someone in an Al Qaeda sweatsuit, but I don't want to convict the guy just yet. But there's a 99.9% chance it's anthrax.
It shows you the video of this interview, and he's got an arrow through his fucking head.
Yeah, it's like a Steve Martin arrow.
But it's like a real. So he's just like, yeah, I got this arrow in my leg, and he's just saying all this
He's
shit,
not like
but there's one
breaking
just through his
character
head.
at all. He's just like dead faced the whole time.
Right. It's
Also, where do
going to turn out it's just tetanus from some dirty garage arrow.
Also, I want to know where you get an Al Qaeda sweatsuit, man. That's some hot beat shit right there.
I saw the Dirty Garage arrows when they opened for the White Stripes in 06. They were great. So, Jovan Pulitzer, an election conspiracist who was also at the conference, apparently experienced the most severe symptoms. Pulitzer is a failed inventor who once created a barcode scanner called the QCat back in 2000, which was listed.
Greatest dumb invention of all time.
It was literally listed as one of the 50 worst
Do
inventions
you guys
ever.
remember
Wait,
that thing?
no, what the fuck is that?
Okay,
Yes.
so it's
We can't just gloss this.
Oh, no.
it's like a mouse for your computer, but
it's
it's a cat.
it's shaped like a cat.
Right?
Yep.
It's about the size of an ink pen in length, but it's a little wider. So what this does is you plug it into the computer.
Yeah.
And then you
pre-USB, by the way, so you have to
plug it like into
screw
like
it
the
in.
keyboard and shit.
Yeah.
You plug it into your computer. then you scan the barcode on a product, and then it takes you to that company's website.
This sounds like a Tim and Eric.
Like instead of just opening your computer,
it sounds like he invented
and
the QR
typing
code.
in www.kellogg's.com, you just put a box of cornflakes next to the computer, turn it on, scan the barcode, and then it automatically takes you to Kellogg's.com.
Right.
It's the future.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some of us ain't lazy as shit, and we like to fucking work. You know what I mean? Some of us put in fucking work for the shit we do.
And the best thing about it, the thing that makes it like one of the worst inventions ever, is not just that it's dumb as shit and creates this middleman that nobody needs.
Right.
But it also, he was so intent on it being like the shit that he immediately ordered like 1 million of them to be made.
Imagine
they're in
being-
his garage. Like, to this day, he sits upon a mountain of dead
His
cute
garage
cats.
is just full.
He's got like 998,992
He gives
of
them away as Christmas gifts every fucking year
And
to
just 10
everybody.
rusty arrows.
It's
Yeah.
like, that's like, you know how crazy, like, even people who come up with something that they've got like the hard evidence to prove this is going to be a great invention, don't immediately jump on an order of 1 million of those.
That's an outrageous fucking number. Like, start small, man. Start reasonable.
Mike Lindell should be your guidepost, weirdly, for this. Like, start at the state fair, see what happens.
Shit, he's a fucking genius.
Make 100 of them and tell yourself, if I can't sell 100 of these in a week, I don't need to make 1 million.
That's so funny. Even like a
Just Shark Tank.
even a dead end crackhead who invented a pillow was able to guide these waters more successfully than this man.
Imagine being an investor for that. Like,
The
how
cute
fucking
cat.
stupid you are.
See, that's the problem. He wasn't a dead end crackhead.
Yeah,
'Cause,
that's
see,
true.
his idea doesn't go with his lifestyle.
No.
Mike Lindell was able to come up with a fucking great pillow because he was living a lifestyle
Right.
in which you
'Cause
didn't
it was
know
better-
where or
yeah.
when you were gonna sleep. You needed
That was
more
better.
than
It was better-
anything.
it was better than
you
a
needed
trash
some
bag
support
filled
for
with-
that neck.
on fire that he was using as a pillow.
Or a fucking,
Something's
wrestle,
gotta be better
a
than
wrestle
this.
buddy.
That's why Mike Lindell created the greatest pillow, because he was sleeping outside a lot.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's who I was talking about earlier. I went to high school with.
Pulitzer was a consultant in the bogus Arizona recount, promoting the idea that a box of ballots had been flown into Arizona on election night from Asia to swing the vote in Biden's favor. So
He's got a lot of pretty good conspiracy theories.
he's killing it, dude.
I just
I'm
need him.
convinced.
I want him to wheedle it. This is why most people have never heard of that guy, because his conspiracies aren't that good. You can't say flown in from Asia. That
Yeah.
could be any fucking
Right,
where. You
right.
got to pinpoint the shit down.
Asians are notorious for loving Joe Biden.
notorious.
They're notorious for flying in shit.
And they're also notorious
He's
for living
their
like it's 1921
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not 2021. Nobody's going to steal an election over the internet. They're going to see that coming. We're going to fly in
Yeah.
some ballots from Asia.
So these are the kind of people that had these conspiracy theories that are at this.
Yeah.
Man.
So
I wanna go to that
So this guy Pulitzer had not been heard
He's
from.
one of the smarter ones.
yeah, no, he's like the fucking top dog.
Yeah.
Pulitzer had not been heard from for several days, and after the conference ended, and when he did check in, he reported more severe complications, including body lesions and weeping skin. I'm like, this is a separate issue, my
You
man.
know, like anthrax is known for doing.
Oh yeah, he's just like, no, it's not fucking COVID, man. I just fucking swam in a septic tank.
Like, no, that's not sweat. My skin is weeping.
It's not COVID. I have herpes. too.
I physically can't cry out of my eyes. I've tried, and I don't get sad, but my skin, it weeps.
Yeah, it's actually I actually had work for it done for it to do that.
I've
Like I
got
would
body
prefer it.
lesions. Like that's called AIDS, my man. Where have you been?
Yeah, that's a whole other fucking thing to step into.
Altman says, quote, Javon just reached out. He's in and out of the hospital getting tested, negative for anthrax. Weird symptoms, though. No idea what he has, but he's alive and kicking, so there is that. The claims that these illnesses...
Picture him has 3 arrows in him.
Yeah,
They all just got shot with different forms of arrows at this
just
company.
they're all, looking like Saint Sebastian. Like,
Yeah,
killing it.
something's going around.
The,
there's something going
I don't
around
know
with-
what it is.
I got something. I got shot with these arrows from 1991, and now I don't know what's happening. I'm sneezing.
We visited the set of a
My
Ridley Scott
asshole
movie.
is crying.
The claims that these illnesses were due to an anthrax attack were shared and viewed by hundreds of thousands of people on Telegram and also other alt-tech platforms like Gab and Parler. The claim was also boosted by QAnon influencer turned congressional candidate Ron Watkins, who called for prayers for those affected.
Ronnie Dubs.
Let's
Yeah.
pray for those affected
Thoughts and
by
prayers.
anthrax.
Yeah.
I like that the doctors just like ran an anthrax test up, was negative, and was like, "You can go home."
Yeah.
I like how it's like, he
Take
didn't
your
have to
weeping ass skin.
Like he's got lesions, his body's weeping, he's sneezing, he's coughing. They're like, "Well, you don't have anthrax, so see you later."
I like what anthrax test might even entail with a smart doctor. He's just like, yeah, you don't have it because you're not dead.
Yeah,
like, I keep fucking bringing that up. Fuck, man. Like, how stupid.
You don't have it because Bush isn't in office anymore. You definitely don't have. Also, you can't get anthrax.
It's just in the air.
It's not a disease. You don't. I got it.
I caught it.
Doctor said I got the anthrax.
So after Altman made his initial claim, other conspiracy-minded folk highlighted I love how the Daily Beast calls them folk. Like they're just
Not
those-
even
all those-
sub-
bunch of rubes.
All those websites you just named off too. I know it's a good thing that I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Or have never heard of them. But
Yeah,
it's just Telegram.
Telegram. Oh, that's the big one
That's
too.
a great one.
Yeah,
They're always like very similar names, like the Daily Stormer.
Oh yeah,
Fucking,
well that's like the straight up Nazi.
That's like a
one.
neo-Nazi.
Yeah,
I just like Telegram. Just name them all after just old forms of communication.
Yeah, Gab,
Show
Gabbing,
how fucking
Right.
behind we are.
Telegram, Parlor, having a discussion in the parlor.
Well, I
I'm-
mean,
I'm planning a coup on Rolodex.
Yeah,
the Morse bugle.
was it you that like tried to get in on Parlor to see if you could fucking do it or something?
no, I was trying to get the show on Frank's speech when I thought that was actually going to be a social network that the My Pillow guy was going to
Yeah.
start, and then it just turned out to be like a blog basically, and it's like, well, damn, I was really hoping to be the first podcast on the My Pillow guy's
speech.
Frank's speech.
There was
but-
somebody I know trying to get on. Like Parlor's like a social networking thing. Just
yeah, it's like
fucking
free
rough.
speech
Frank
Facebook
Speech,
sort of.
he coached the Kansas State
Frank
Wildcats
That's right,
in
man.
1976.
Oh yeah,
Almost took him to all the way.
Frank's speech.
Till those accusations came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fucking stabbed a player, but to his credit, it was a different time, and he wasn't listening.
And I mean, what are you gonna do?
He wasn't fast enough.
You gotta knock some sense into him.
But yeah, so other conspiracy-minded folk highlighted a video from the event that showed a fog machine operating during the conference, suggesting that this is how the anthrax was spread.
Yeah,
You know,
typical. Now it makes sense.
Because that's what you do. You know, like when you show up, you just show up with the box of anthrax.
Yeah.
And you're like, we'll figure out how to distribute the
Throw
shit
it
when
into
we
the-
get
yes.
there.
We know there's gonna be
You
a
just
fog.
show up
How do we
with
make
the
this
thrax,
inconspicuous? A
and
fucking
you're like,
fog
okay, listen, they've got a fog machine. I was hoping this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just funny,
We
who's-
just put it in the fog machine. Bing, bang, boom.
That's how it works.
We had a feeling Alice Cooper was about to perform at this thing.
I'm gonna say, who are they
we knew
gonna-
there'd be a fog machine.
It is
gonna say, like-
1986.
Who the fuck did they use a fog machine for? There, Sam Hyde or something? Like,
Well, they're going to address this. This is
Hey, Eric Trump doesn't travel without a fog machine.
yeah, that's his entrance right there.
Well, so I will say, just from personal experience, this was in a church, and the Auburn United Methodist Church back in the late 90s had a fog machine. How do I know that? Me and my buddy stole the fog machine from the worship center and took it into the bathroom and plugged it in and turned it on high, and then just left the bathroom going, and then waited till somebody walked in and just came pouring out like a Snoop Dogg video, and it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen when I was 13.
Oh, buddy, man.
That's what I like to. That's what I like to think. The Catholic church I went to kept in the little tabernacle. it wasn't the body of Christ. It was just
machine.
their fog machine.
Well, this is Protestantism. Anything
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
Well, I'll
Oh,
tell you this,
Jesus
man.
is angry.
Man, I hope
That's the Holy Ghost.
I hope you ask for forgiveness for that because you're going to hell, man.
I know. Yeah.
For real, man.
Yeah, you and
Yeah.
your buddy.
I just keep bringing that up. Like you did repent for that, right?
Oh yeah, no, I was raised in hell at the Methodist Church at the time. I was just there, as I've said many times on the show. I was there for the chicken
You'll get-
fingers.
you'll
I was,
see what happens.
They had free chicken fingers, and they had GoldenEye on N64. They projected on the wall of the hall,
Man.
right before. And then as soon as the actual church stuff happened, I would just leave.
You know
Man,
who
there
else
was
likes
like a-
headshots?
There was a fucking that was a time to be alive right there.
Dude,
wasn't
they
it?
I remember the first time I went to like a mega church. So like I'd grew up with like only going to like Catholic church, and I went to like I spent the night with my buddy's place in like Trussville or Springville, and there was like this when big mega churches were coming, and it was the first time, and I walked into this fucking place. I cannot explain the feeling I felt when I saw a guy playing guitar at church. Dude, like a bass guitar plugged in, and I was like, what the fuck? Dude. This is not church.
I grew up in fucking
Jesus
Baptist
like
church.
Yeah. You didn't tell me Jesus, the J-Man was fucking rocking.
Dude,
I'd have been here months ago.
I swear.
Just getting molested in the fucking...
When I was young, like I grew up in like a Baptist church. It's like was started out as a small church. Then they were trying to like become a mega church.
Yeah.
And like the shit that like they would like just add each week.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, the fog machine not out of place in a giant mega church. So
No.
Clark, who is the organizer of the event,
That's why they never see it coming.
he dismissed the claims as rumors, and he told the far right online talk show host Stu Peters, "Quote: Look, if you go to an NBA game or an NFL game, there's gonna be fog. People are calling me every day saying, 'Are you part of the Illuminati?' And I go, 'What?'" So
Also, if you go to an NBA game or NFL game, there will not be fog.
at the beginning, when they run out of the tunnel,
There's just
perhaps.
not gonna
That's
be
the
no
most memorable
fucking-
part of the playoffs.
There's gonna be fog. I've never seen fog
no,
at
they-
a basketball game.
Well, maybe not a basketball game, but when they run out of the tunnel, they'll the Detroit Lions.
they
and
will spray like a fire extinguisher.
Okay, yeah.
Sometimes that's a college thing.
No, but even still,
Okay.
Fireworks.
yeah, even still though with a fog machine, yeah, it's
Set
usually
off
like
explosives.
I've seen them do it like at that when they're entering the fucking the court or whatever. But
Yeah.
like, it's not the most memorable fucking part of anything.
Right.
Like,
Well,
They think they were given anthrax by a T-shirt gun. every member
Dude,
of the got shot with a T-shirt.
That has been the very top of my head brain Amazon wish list for my entire life as a
T-shirt
T-shirt cannon. They're way too
That's
expensive.
how
They're
I'm
like
gonna finally fucking end it all. I'm gonna stick a T-shirt gun in my mouth
oh, dude, you could probably make one. Yeah,
and just end up suffocating,
shoot yourself with a layer of the cable guy shirt.
I've looked into this. They're
pulling
like
the trigger with my big toe, blasting my head off with a T-shirt
Dude,
gun.
with a Nirvana
visual.
T-shirt.
That'd be
obviously.
A
severe
Walmart Nirvana
concussion.
t-shirt. Dude, and then the visual of that alone is just like, dude, with your fucking
Oh.
foot, it's like your head just
Man.
back from the fucking t-shirt cannon.
First person to die from a headache.
But it goes like with the T-shirt perfectly. It goes on like it goes on my body perfectly. And it's
Oh,
just-
dude, it's a final insult. It doesn't kill you. You're just
Right.
like got brain damage the rest of
It's
your
on your
I'm
face
just-
like a face hugger from Aliens.
I'm just wearing like a March Madness crop top when they find my body.
You're like in a wheelchair the rest of your life, and half of your face is missing, but you're still alive, and you have to tell people that
Yeah,
that's how it happened.
happened.
The car accident? No,
No, you watch this.
Yeah.
I actually got a. I was
We
gonna,
need some
I
cool
live streamed it on
conservatives,
Facebook.
man. We got to get some cool conservatives because fog machines, this is how it is at all NFL and NBA games. Anthrax, I mean, it's insane how little time moves in small town America like that. Like,
Yeah. Well,
those people are so out of, like, that means that dude hasn't learned. If they think that's cool, that means they haven't learned anything, like, culturally about coolness since they were like 9 years old.
Someone showed him an LED light and he shit his pants.
Oh my! What the fuck did you get that?
Well, my
That's
favorite.
like alien shit right there.
Show him a Kanye West concert and watch him fucking seize out.
That motherfucker's a goddamn Martian.
Well, my favorite thing about this is this is the organizer of the event. So he is reaping. This is what we call the Bible would call reaping the whirlwind here. So he's an organizer for these like QAnon ass events, and now the people that he was trying to put on a good party for are like
throwing him under the bus.
Wait a minute, you're the problem.
He's a secret Democrat.
Yeah,
Motherfucker.
This is a fuck around and find out moment, and I am all in favor
Bill
of this.
Clinton paid this guy to give us all.
Yeah, dude. He's now getting sucked up to this. So, like he said, this is what he said to the Daily Beast, quote, "There was not anthrax through the fog machines." He noted.
Just to be clear.
He noted.
Let's start with this.
He noted that if there was anthrax, I think we'd all be dead, before noting that the church that hosted the event uses fog in a lot of different special effects, which now I'm like, I want to go to this church.
What the what kind of productions are they doing?
And
Just making Dario Argento films.
It's like weird fucking lighting and shit.
But Clark notes that he does not have any control over the fog machine.
Yeah.
Which
Passes in a white snake cover
Oh,
band.
well, now he's passing the buck. Who controls this fucking fog machine? We got to find out.
This thing goes all the way to the top.
Yeah, all the way to the bottom.
We
to
asked-
Who's in control?
to the kid with special needs who controls the fog machine.
That's that fuck. I knew that motherfucker was up to
We got to
something.
follow the breadcrumb.
Yeah.
Smarter than he
Get
fucking
He had,
to
a,
that
he
guy.
had a shifty look in his
The
eye.
shadowy figure who controls the fog.
He's fucking faking it, man.
To paraphrase Cain's famous question to God, am I my fog machine's keeper? And apparently, the answer is no. He has no control over that shit at all,
Take some
even though
responsibility for your fog machine's
even though
actions.
it's his building.
That's what they always say, right?
I own it. I didn't. That doesn't mean that I turned it on.
Yeah.
I checked it before it left
Somebody
the store. It
fingerprint
was
the fog
fine.
machine.
Dude, I've always been,
ridiculous.
I've always thought maybe anthrax is in it, so
so
I didn't touch
insane.
it. And also, you said there's no cool conservatives. Have you ever fucking seen Jim Brewer's new act?
Oh my! His fucking.
Because there's your guy right there.
parakeet
Slowly
act,
turning into a bird.
and he just does it.
It's amazing.
He
is what
looks
it is.
so
Great.
bad.
And the people laugh.
For him, too.
He looks
He's
so
always never looked
bad.
good.
Yeah. But
The
now,
Joe Pesci show, funny, but
Sure.
other than that,
Like I think the most ironic thing about Jim Brewer's new fucking COVID is bullshit act is that he looks like he's dying of COVID.
yeah, dude. Yeah.
He looks
Yeah.
so fucking
He's slowly
awful.
turning into a bird.
yeah.
That's his big joke.
Red eyes like a fucking dove.
Trust the science, Trust the
It's amazing.
Dude,
I thought we said we weren't going to do bits.
good ones at that.
Brewer, man. Jesus Christ.
Dude,
I mean, favorite bit of the year.
What's great about that though is it shows you that how fucking it kind of goes back to how conservatives aren't really there's not any really cool ones because when people were sharing that video on Twitter they were like, finally we got a funny conservative guy and they're admitting that they all fucking aren't funny.
Right,
basically.
right.
It's like finally we don't suck.
So
Hey, Herschel Walker's pretty hilarious.
You got me there.
he's going to be the governor of Georgia. So Clark asked those pushing the anthrax rumors to, quote, show me the dead bodies. Show me the physical evidence of an attack. And so, again, this is so good because
He didn't know
this.
they were on the record. He just walks around
You-
saying, show me the dead body.
Cut to a year and a half ago, this was just like, COVID's not real, show me the bodies. And now he's getting this accusation fucking laud. So,
In his defense, that's always been kind of his
And they're talking
catchphrase.
about fucking anthrax.
yeah, the QAnon-friendly organization's leader claimed to the Daily Beast that he had security officials sweep the Elevate Life Church for threats ahead of the 3-day event. The church did not respond to a request for comments, but this is his quoting again. There was no anthrax at the event, and we have sniffing dogs. They bring in dogs, a hired security firm that sniff and look for. These things are well trained. They're dogs. They're looking for potential bioweapons, drugs.
And poisonous chemicals that'll kill him.
You know, this event that's at the top of the Taliban's
Right, they're looking
list
for
of things to
bioweapons
hit.
at a church.
Yeah, man.
Like, not even conservatives knew this thing was going down. Like, we got bomb-sniffing dogs checking the place out before we open the door. Like, nobody gives a fuck.
Right.
Well, I mean, think about it, man. They know a lot of
Never
shit
know
that
what
Al
Antifa's
Qaeda
up
don't want
to,
to know.
where they're going to be on this Antifa's Roadshow.
Antifa's Roadshow.
Antifa.
That's what it is a goddamn Antifa's Roadshow.
They follow it around. They go from state to state,
Yep,
On the bus.
yep, on the bus. Yeah.
fingering each other.
Fingering each other, kissing men.
Yeah.
Got blue hair,
Men-
got
yeah.
blue hair and shit.
One kiss my wife.
Yeah, and she liked it and left me.
Overall, though, Clark seems unfazed by the event's conspiracy theory-loving audience now turning on him. Quote, all I know is that we've done 7 of these events so far, and at each event, people have claimed that they've been attacked by a bioweapon. This is actually normal for me.
Different, it's different ones every time.
If you, I love that he's like, this is a normal thing. I've done this 7 times, and every time someone claims that I'm in a child-eating global cabal.
times
This
do I
is
have
new
to
for
make-
you guys. This isn't new
How
for
many
me.
times do I have to say the same statement?
Yeah.
Look,
the
first
recorder?
in 2020 it was smallpox, and then bubonic plague, and now we're on anthrax, and none of them are true.
He's like, don't even get me started about the time they thought that the bioweapon from the movie The Rock was at the fucking event.
So at this event speaking, there's a man named David Clements, who is a disgraced university professor,
Gotta include that.
And he is apparently one of the other people that might have originated this claim. And so the organizer has suggested that he may have to ban David Clements after they said that he might be involved in child sex trafficking. So David Clements is now saying not only did he poison us with anthrax, he's in the cabal. He's a Satanist. And then this is Clark's final quote. As a general rule, if anyone claims that you're Illuminati, I just don't know if you invite him back to the event as a speaker, right?
Right, guys?
Right.
Just bring it up to fucking just that sentence to your fucking family.
He says,
I mean, you don't do that, right?
And in an article full of just beautiful sentences and quotes, I was like, they can't top arrow through the leg, fog machine, fucking all of these great ones. But he did. Final quote here. Clark said, I am a father of 5, and I am definitely not involved in a sex cult. Unless that involves having sex with my wife.
That's pretty goddamn cool.
I was like, you and your wife are doing some awesome stuff.
I bet they do visionary.
the
like
stuff
you
that
fucking,
was happening in Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah,
that's a sex cult.
That's literally what I was thinking. I was like,
suctioning arrows to the wall and backing up into him.
I was gonna say it sounds like they just fuck missionary.
Right up the wife's old snooch hole.
As of press time, no one involved with the event has publicly entertained the idea that the illnesses could have been caused by COVID-19.
He's right about the Illuminati thing. They don't let me into Beyonce concerts anymore after my accusations.
Damn shame, man.
Yeah, you keep throwing up that rock Illuminati sign and
I'm
stuff.
telling
You got one picture with fucking Jeffrey Epstein, never
Yeah.
coming back, man.
Yep.
Blue Ivy.
So that's the news from Dallas. So once again, shout out to @Guy1 for intercepting me in the middle of reading about this to be like, y'all should talk about this. So shout
that's
out,
a
man.
good
Bigger
one.
in Texas, man, including the dumbassery.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So thank you to Guy and everyone else for really knowing where my heart lives, which is in a story such as that with arrows and fog machines, the whole thing.
Yeah,
Perfect.
more of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Waiting night and day like a bump on a log. I'm going crazy. What can I do? Help me find my way, 'cause I'm lost in a fog without you.
So I was trying to think back because this is our final episode of 2021, and I was trying to think back on all of the funniest news, and I feel like we did enough podcasts to where we kind of just fucking hit almost everything that was just hilarious. But it occurred to me that something happened, I think it was right around the break from when we stopped doing the Corona Diaries and then resumed the weekly episodes, is about when all of this went down. I might have my dates mixed up, but at any rate, we did not talk about this, and we've got a few more details on the Bishop-Sycamore story.
Oh, yeah.
Which we haven't
Not
talked
familiar
about,
with this.
which is
It's gonna be new to me.
Oh, buddy,
It's amazing.
It's really one. Do you know? Do you remember the? I'm sure Wes is a big football guy. You know about this, right?
Yeah. I love it. I was about to make a Bishop-Sycamore joke, and then I was like, no, that's the story. The story is like the joke. I was like, when you said it, and I was like, why does that sound so familiar? I was like, was that one of the guys who molested me at Catholic church? But then
It's like yes, and also this fucking
Bishop-Sycamore. It's such a fake name too. It's like it is like that name sounds like, like the cops, caught you like fucking pissing on a wall behind a fucking junior high school or something when you're a child, and they're like, "What's your name?" You're like, Bishop-Sycamore. Like that is.
it sounds like he was a side character who got murdered in Boys in the Hood.
It's Ricky's cousin.
God damn it.
Bishop-Sycamore. So we just got a few more like details on this thing. There's a big story in the New York Times that came out, but I'm going to read the little shortened version from the AP. This is out of Columbus, Ohio. An Ohio school whose legitimacy was scrutinized after its supposedly top-tier football team got clobbered in an ESPN televised game didn't live up to its billing educationally either. It turned out to be, quote-unquote, a scam, according to investigators from the Ohio Department of Education. So now, months later after this happened, they're officially coming out like, hey, you know that thing we all knew to be 100% true? It's true. So Republican Governor Mike DeWine said that he is asking the attorneys general and other officials to determine whether any laws were broken by what claimed to be the Columbus area Bishop-Sycamore High School. DeWine also said that he'll work with state education officials and lawmakers on enacting changes recommended by the department to avoid a repeat of the situation. So, Nick, basically every once in a while, ESPN, when right before the college football and NFL seasons get going in earnest, ESPN will highlight some powerhouse high school teams, and they'll play it on ESPN, and that's what happened with this one. So they were playing IMG Academy.
Oh, I know them.
Yeah,
It's a famous, like a where athletes
computer
go.
tech school.
Yeah. No, that's ITT.
That's the
MIT.
shitty. It's the shitty one.
Yeah, well, IMG is owned by a talent agency. So, like, the fucked up thing about it is it's literally like, hey, you're going to be good at sports. Come here, and, like, we'll
That's
showcase
the whole
you.
purpose.
Yeah,
That's
so we can
the
get
whole
you
purpose of the
to
school
college.
It's an athletic prep school, basically.
Yes. It's an athletic prep school with, like, the weird Hollywood
And
attachment.
also, it's like an abbreviation for like image online. You might see it used.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they do like graphic design.
If you ever
or some
find
shit.
yourself on the computer,
Yeah.
You may have seen it. It's IMG.
So
Get it with the cat cue. You scan the barcode on some Gatorade with a cat cue.
A cat cue.
And it'll take you
IMG
to,
will pop
the
right up.
IMG website.
And you got to make a couple more steps
Yeah.
after that.
you scan a Wilson volleyball on the cat queue in the IMG website.
But you need an old computer. You got to get a compact Presario.
You have to go. You have to go
So you
dust
can
that
plug
bad
it
boy
in.
off of the attic.
You got to find a gateway that's still open.
Like, see-through Apple-colored computers.
Yeah.
So they're playing IMG Academy, and they put this on ESPN, and IMG Academy proceeds to beat the high school, Bishop-Sycamore, 58-0.
The absolute fuck.
And
Didn't even let up.
and it's
And, like,
amazing.
These games are usually supposed to be between like the two. It was like LeBron's team versus the like those high school
Yeah.
games.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
the best high school, like Hoover. Like,
Right,
shit
right.
like that.
And so you can hear it, and we've got listeners in the UK. Just do yourself a favor, look on YouTube, like Bishop-Sycamore highlights, and you can hear the commentators as the game goes on being like, something's not right here. Like, this seems fishy.
That's how bad the team was doing. The team was so bad
That they were
for just
Yeah,
a
that they
bad,
were
like even
questioning.
if it was just a bad team,
Yeah.
let alone supposed to be a powerhouse. They were so bad that they were just like, I
Right.
don't
They
think
could
these
not
guys
have
have
possible
ever played
affiliation.
football before.
They could not have any possible affiliation with any institute.
so bad that they're making up conspiracy theories.
Yeah, well, no, they are a conspiracy,
Yeah.
actually.
So, like, they're not a real team
yeah.
or school.
So
that was the whole story.
yeah. So here we
They
go.
conned their way onto ESPN.
Yeah. So here, this is
For them.
That was awesome.
this is the quote from the governor. Quote, Ohio families should be able to count on the fact that our schools educate students and don't exist in name only as a vehicle to play high school sports. So that's what this team was. So basically, if you were a student, you would pay this founder and the coach money to play on this team, ostensibly for the same reasons that you would play on a team like IMG, to expose nationally yourself to like potential talent
they got
scouts for
Hey, that's a
college.
good idea.
Yeah,
Turned out it didn't backfire at all.
Right. But the state found no evidence that Bishop-Sycamore enrolled any students during the year and concluded that it didn't meet the minimum standards for academic offerings because they weren't doing any of that.
They didn't
It's
offer.
not-
The high school did not exist, and not only that, they had brought in this. The worst part is like the kids who were involved in this. A lot of them are like inner city kids that were just brought to Ohio from
A lot of
fucking
them
everywhere.
were fucking adults.
Yeah, that's the other
It's
thing.
like,
Who were
That's
enrolled in
that's
community college.
That's the other thing. Yeah.
Bust in 30-year-olds.
It's like, dude,
Yeah.
what's his oldest fucking Brett Favre. out
Yeah, I
there
mean,
fucking playing?
that was one of the things with the game because they would show quote unquote kids, and you're like, that's an adult.
That dude
That's
has
like
a gray beard.
that guy has like a full
Seriously,
tattoo
yeah.
sleeve.
Yeah.
They one time they kept getting injuries in their game,
Yeah,
and at one point they put a quarterback in who looked like Brucey from The Longest Yard.
And they're like, dude, you're sitting there watching. You're like,
I
what
was
is
like,
that guy?
that is not
Is
a fucking
he
child.
smoking a cigarette on the field?
They
It's
were
like, what is-
sharing jerseys
Yeah.
and shit and helmets. It was awful.
Yeah,
man.
It's like he's got a neck tattoo. What does that say? Established 1960.
It was insane.
So Bishop-Sycamore's report filed with the department for this school year listed their physical address as a home in a residential neighborhood. And so it turns out that I think the coach's girlfriend was lending out her house to like 40 people. And they were like, it was just seemed like a nightmare. Like they're all just living in one house.
Girlfriends, am I right?
I know, right?
Always pulling some shit. Always being on some bullshit.
Always bringing 40 high school students into my house.
Always fucking on one, bro.
In a call with the department officials last month, Bishop-Sycamore administrator Andre Peterson characterized his program as a way to get more exposure for football players who were having trouble getting into college. In a previous comments reported by USA Today, Peterson had denied that there was any scam to the lopsided football game or the school, saying that it helped players to compete in college.
I don't know that helped anybody.
They were playing multiple games in a week.
Yeah.
Which is super illegal.
And dangerous.
Right.
And,
Bad for you.
Like, you can't do that in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like, adults can't play multiple football games in a week, let alone what's supposed to be high school kids. So, yeah, we got a game Tuesday and a game Thursday, and then one Sunday. What of it?
We're playing a doubleheader next Wednesday.
Right.
Yeah. It sounds like they planned this out really good.
Oh, yeah. Bishop-Sycamore identified itself to the Department of Education as a, quote, non-chartered, non-tax supported school, a category that is largely outside of the department's oversight. Why does the category exist?
It's just like we got a graphic designer to make a logo, and that's as far as we went.
Yep.
Because the most they put thought into it was with the fucking name.
Well, here's why it exists. So this little loophole allows for bypassing certain typical systems of operation because of quote unquote truly held religious beliefs. But the department said that it couldn't determine whether Bishop-Sycamore had such beliefs. And I'm like, I think they just had the one belief of let's get as much money as we can before.
Yeah, it's kind of like a straight to video sequel to Justin Long's Accepted.
Waiting.
American Pie Naked Mile is what this is.
Yeah, we're a for-profit university.
Yeah, it's a high school. It was a high school.
Our high
The
school.
Titan sequel we've been wanting
A for-profit high school.
for a very long time.
The Ohio Department of Education concluded that Bishop-Sycamore wasn't a school, but a, quote, way for students to play football against high school teams and potentially increase students' prospect of playing football at
This
a
30
collegiate
for
level.
30 is going to be fucking fire.
So funny you mentioned that. So they're trying to interview in the New York Times article. They're trying to interview the coach, and he's said, I basically can't give too many details because I have sold my life story to Michael Strahan, who is producing a documentary for HBO.
Yeah.
So this motherfucker is getting paid from the scam and also for selling the story of the scam.
And he's going to need that because
gonna
he was
need-
also fired
He's
by
also
the
going to have.
quote-unquote athletic director. And it turns out that coach also already
just
had
his
a felony
girlfriend's dad.
warrant out for his arrest.
Let's not mention the paycheck he's. Let's not mention the paycheck he's going to get from that Generation Hustle episode.
Oh, I know. Generation Hustle
They need
season
to do
2.
one on him, man. I dove
yeah.
into that shit, by the way.
Oh,
Goddamn.
it was such a good thing. Yeah.
They should do that.
It's just on Good Morning America
Well, no, he's on Kelly and. Wait, no, he's not on that anymore. He's on Good Morning America. Yeah,
or
that's
whatever. Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Wait, Michael Strahan?
Michael Strahan. Yeah, that's who bought the life
You
rights.
said I don't fuck with him.
That's why he went to
I didn't
space
fuck
with
him
Jeff
since he went
Bezos. He
fucking-
went to hide that contract in the stars so nobody could get to it.
This is the rest of the report. Quote, the price was the education that the students were entitled to receive. So basically what they're saying, the only difference between IMG Academy and this place is that they just didn't give the kids anything. And if they had, if they had educated them, if they had a building,
Literally.
this could have been mostly
One
legal.
educator in the building.
And
Yeah.
they also
If they
keep
had
glossing
thought-
over the fact that some of these kids were 27-year-olds
I mean, yeah,
who
that's
worked
true.
in UPS warehouses
That's true.
who haven't
Basically-
played football since 2007.
Basically,
And somebody was like, you got a chance at glory. Like, fuck it, let's do it.
basically, if they didn't spend a knot on a fucking Adderall bender,
Right, right.
and maybe took some time, like it would have worked.
Hey, it kind of just took on a life of its own.
Yeah.
We had the idea. And
That's it. It's just
that's great.
it's just like classic, like those stupid conservative scams. It's just some dude who's got the will
Yes.
to fucking
Just see
make a
something
scam
through, right.
school.
Yeah, yeah.
And he has none of the know-how.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
And it's just like, okay. It turns out, the coach has a warrant out for his arrest, and the school is just some girl's house. and there's a couple 30-year-olds on the team. Listen, man, I was just a man with $1 and a dream. Okay?
And we're going to be
I
on
thought this was America.
and we're going to be on national television.
Right, they shot for the stars up there.
Everyone
He
can
made
see.
it. He made it.
And never thought, to just check the. It's like the way it looked. It looked like they didn't even have a practice.
Oh yeah,
It looked like they didn't know
They didn't.
that they were going to get exposed because they just thought everybody can play football, right? These dudes are adults. I know they've got the skills to beat up on high school kids, and they went out there and they looked
They
like
lost
a
so
bunch
bad.
of fucking dirt farmers. From the middle of Siberia who had never heard of football. It was outrageous.
He should use the Kevin Spacey defense.
Denny's line
where he,
cooks
like,
out there.
Yeah. And it was good for those first 6 games when they weren't on TV and nobody ever heard of them.
Yeah.
They
That first- you
scammed
mean that
their way
first
to the
week?
big time, and it was
The
all
first
downhill
week.
The
from there.
first 6 games
The
were
first
all
6 days
Yeah.
were real good.
It was insane. Like if they'd have just stuck to, it's just like how drug dealers get caught being flashes. Like if you'd have just kept playing these games
They Frank
and
Lucas
not trying to
them.
get on TV, you'd have been set for life.
Yeah. The department also noted that such schools aren't under its oversight and don't require approval. So it's like
It's also pretty fucked up
Maybe-
that they got on like ESPN did no
There's no research.
No.
Good job doing your fucking job.
Like
dude.
all they could see was that they had an opponent for IMG, and it was like that's
Right.
good enough.
Yeah.
We got the IMG games like they're playing a bunch of bus drivers, my man. You might want to look into this.
Exactly. It's like, sure, the fucking Bishop-Sycamore school thing, they did that, but like, how many fucking like hoops they should have had to go through?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
it's insane.
that's the next thing. It says the Department of Education recommended changes, including amending state laws to authorize the department to monitor whether the hundreds of schools listing themselves as non-chartered, non-tax supported schools are meeting the,
now they
the
fucked it
more
for everybody else.
relaxed minimum standards for this category and
So
to
many
require
people
corrective
stop
action if needed. So they don't even have the power to shut down these bullshit schools. Like they have no power to sanction.
kind of
Why do they
expose
even have the power to exist anyway?
Right.
That's like having like an unofficial business license from the city, you know? Like you're just a school and the education department's like, well, they are a school, but they're uncharted. We can't do anything about it. It's like, no, that means it's not a fucking school,
There
right?
was some-
Like,
yeah, I mean,
you're either a public school or a private school. You can't just be like, we're a school,
Turns out
but
this-
we're not in the public system, so
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
They're making me think that just with a little tweaking,
We
what's,
could
what's these freelance gigs drop?
we
buddy?
could
I'm
start a
not
school.
fucking-
here I was thinking the system was bulletproof and there were no problems.
Yeah.
yeah, the
But we just
education.
one loophole. There's only one in the education system.
We're at uncharted high school. Okay, well, here's some students. Go
Right.
for it.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Oh, this won't affect these children in the long run at all. Just
all had to
do whatever
charter
you
a-
want.
Technically, it won't.
a
Since
bus
they're
to
all
get-
adults. It won't affect the children now because everybody on the team's 27.
No, these people have already lived a fucking life. This is like their second win.
Yeah.
It's what you call the twilight of their
You
fucking
chartered a
career.
Greyhound bus to get them here. That's your charter.
So that's the Bishop-Sycamore story.
I'm glad we got some closure.
Yeah,
And of
yeah.
course, we got the documentary to look forward
Yeah,
to.
I know. Michael Strahan's making
Michael
that doc.
Strahan, please don't fuck
Just
this
lisping his way through that fucking documentary.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
This
He's gonna
was-
fuck it
this
up.
was a
No,
crime.
He's got to say Bishop-Sycamore 85
Oh, that's
times.
right.
Oh my god, man, that's not
Ooh.
gonna. He's gonna have to get somebody else to do that.
Yeah, he's just
137 takes. The first time he has to say Bishop-Sycamore.
It's like, Michael, I know you're, executive producer and everything, but like, can we just get anybody else to fucking say that?
I want Henry Rollins to narrate it.
Oh, that would be fucking great. The
yeah,
most stern fucking. Just
And all the music's done by Minor Threat.
yeah, hell yeah.
Roy Johnson, the head coach for Bishop-Sycamore, they're a bit of a mystery in this game. Bishop-Sycamore told us they had a number of Division I prospects on their roster. To be frank, a lot of that we could not verify. And they did
Correct.
not show up in
Unconfirmed.
our database. They did not show up in the databases of other recruiting services. So it's okay. If that's what you're telling us, fine. That's how we take it in. From what we've seen so far, this is not a fair fight. And there's got to be a point now, Lutz, where you do worry about health and safety.
I already am worried about it. I think it's this could potentially be dangerous.
I got one more story I want to cover. This is from Shangsa, China. A food live streamer known only as Mr. Kang was banned from an all-you-can-eat buffet. Kang told local reporters that he was banned from the Handadi Seafood Barbecue Buffet in Changsha simply
so damn
So good.
Dude, and also
seafood barbecue buffet.
every name you said.
I get banned from that motherfucker too.
Just ribs and crab legs as far as the eye can see.
This is why I picked this story.
That was
That's
just
a place where a Kang can eat.
Everything.
It's just like
meal
name
Fit for a Kang.
Fit for a Kang, baby. That needs to be their fucking dude. There's a marketing for that place.
Yeah,
right
what
there,
are they
buddy.
doing?
Don't kick him out. Welcome that man in.
Put him on television.
You just got a job posted on their Twitter, buddy.
So he said he was banned simply because he can eat more than the average person. According to Kang, he ate about 8 pounds of shrimp on one visit and about 3 pounds of pig's feet on another.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I got banned from the local trampoline park.
Same fucking thing. What is that?
Just because I eat more than the average person.
There's got to be something to that, man. Is there some kind of fucking law against that?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, don't put all you can eat on your fucking restaurant if you don't mean it.
That is bullshit.
You got to put an asterisk
Put
next
that
to
asterisk,
you
exactly.
Yeah,
if you
except
want to
for
treat people like that.
Mr. Kang, not allowed. So this is his quote. I can eat a lot. Is it my fault? He asked Hunan TV reporters during a recent interview, adding that he never wasted any food. He just ate a lot of it.
Yeah.
Is it my fault?
That's-
Yes.
I don't
You
think he's
open the
done
all you
nothing
can
wrong.
eat buffet.
I don't think
You
there's
put it
anything
out
wrong,
there
but
to
it's
be
like-
eaten.
Yeah.
I'm eating it.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the problem?
No, there's not a problem. It's just kind of like, is it your fault? Yeah, though. Like, who else's fault is it? Just admit that at least.
I'm getting my grub
I don't
on.
give a fuck
can
what
I
you
say?
do, man. Fucking eat all you want.
When confronted by local media, the owner of the establishment confirmed that Kang had indeed been banned from eating at Handadi Seafood Barbecue Buffet because he simply ate too much. Quote, every time he comes here, I lose a few hundred yuan, man said. Even when he drinks soy milk, he can drink 20 or 30 bottles of it. And when he eats pig's feet, he consumes the whole tray. And as for the shrimp, usually people use their tongs to pick it up. He uses the tray to take them all.
This guy's lost a living hell because of this guy.
I know.
He fucking like
This
the
guy-
one thing he fucking has, and this one fucking
I
asshole.
love it. This guy rocks.
Like I get, like I'm for the
super-
guy doing
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
'cause it's
yeah.
all you can eat. I think it's bullshit that like they don't clarify that.
Yeah.
But also, it's like this dude's like, this motherfucker is costing me major amounts.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
eating up my entire fucking inventory.
It was either ban him or put a hit out on him. Like, this guy's,
like, I mean-
he's literally ruining my life.
Yeah, it's like, and I've said too much. Can you edit the part about the hit?
I can't sleep.
That dude is upset.
Yeah.
To open an interview like that, yeah, we kicked him out. I sure as hell did, man.
He's like, maybe the fucking food will kill him.
What? Oh,
And
I
it's like,
banned
this
the
is
fuck out
the
of
man
it.
who's watched him on a back like office camera, just
Yeah.
going up to everything. He's like, this motherfucker better not do what he's about to do.
All day, he does it all day. He's just fucking pissed.
Just steaming in the back office.
He's like, God, he just fucking hate watches it.
Watch out, Wes.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, he fucking hate watches the security camera with his dickhead eating all of his fucking food.
Yeah, yeah. What would you do if you're at a buffet and you just watched a man take a tray out of the buffet and walk it back to his table?
Suck his dick. I'm like, dude, you're a king.
You're a king.
You're a goddamn
A
king.
meal made for a king.
Yeah. I wonder what this lady thinks of that.
That's fucking. That is a sight to see, though. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't know how I would react if myself someone just pick up a tray.
The only person that could be mad about it is the guy that owns
Yeah, the guy. Well, I love that it's like shrimp is not a cheap item, so he is like taking the most expensive.
You know how much
shit.
shrimp
Oh, yeah,
you can
he's
get on a
ruining his
fucking
fucking
tray,
life.
man?
Yeah,
There's
that's
so
hundreds of them.
He's
How many,
fucking
how many
him.
pigs had to die for all them
Like, there's
feet?
already
Yeah,
there's 5 pounds of shrimp in one tray.
Yeah, yeah, at least.
So basically, his whole entire truck that he gets.
Half
Most
of it
of
is just for the king.
Yeah,
Let's say it's
for him.
$8 to fucking eat.
For the king of the rain.
He's making like an $8 return on this entire truck of fucking food.
The owner says that he is now banning all live streamers. So apparently this guy is just coming in there, chowing down on food, and I think the part that's really pissing the guy off is that he's filming himself doing this.
And making more money
He
on
thinks
fucking
it's like
Patreon.
a prank.
Yeah,
He thinks
yeah.
he's pranking him. Like he's only eating that much for the views.
Right.
Fuck that.
Well, that's the thing is like he's literally eating it. It's not like he's fucking waste. He said it. He's like, I'm not
It's so
wasting
funny because
food.
it's like he could have just been banned Like, it could have been like, no, I banned him because he's filming a TV show in my fucking establishment.
Yeah.
But it's like, no,
just charge
this motherfucker's
him triple.
eating shrimp.
He's he
Let's
be
just make it that
shrimp,
simple.
bro.
Just charge him triple and be done
Yeah,
with
man.
it.
That's he gets this special 9 discount. I guess you would call
Yeah.
it.
You're in it to make money. You think people eat a certain amount for the money they pay.
Yeah.
Make his ass pay for eating like 4 people,
It's your fucking
and you
restaurant.
don't have to kick anybody out.
Right.
It's your
right.
fucking restaurant. Too.
Or
I mean, there's also
or
that,
get
yeah.
the Dave Chappelle Ziplocs and make people put their phones in before they go eat. Because then
Listen, it's
he'll
$10
go
to
somewhere else.
eat.
Yeah.
We charge you 40 in
Yeah.
the store.
Make no
also
mistake,
like-
he's making money on that.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's no secret. I'm a fat man,
Yeah.
and I love a buffet.
Fuck
And I
yeah.
will fuck up a buffet.
Fuck
and I'll
yeah.
get several plates.
Uh-huh.
Let's go protest.
How
at
much was it?
Hundotti's.
I mean, this
you're
guy
not
had
gonna
to be
pay
eating,
for up to.
Let's fly to China and,
and no one
have an
has
eat-in.
ever. I haven't even got a side eye from someone who works at a buffet, and I
Right.
eat a lot. Like,
Right.
That's because you're not walking away with a whole tray.
of shrimp.
You're not
Try that out.
you're not like sending a dude into chapter 11
Right.
over it.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, next time I go to
Yeah, getting iodine poisoning.
next time Joe Raines and I go to India's restaurant, I'm just gonna take the whole tray
Let's
of
see
the
what happens.
tandoori chicken and see what happens.
Live
Stream it,
stream
bro.
it.
Stream it.
If you're streaming it, dude.
you
Just
know
put
that
the tray on the
motherfucker.
table and take the
The
tongs
Patreon
off.
pays for the
Yeah, that's
meal.
right. There we
He
go.
better kick some of that back to the fucking owner. It's more than he fucking makes, bro.
Kang's story went viral in China last week, racking up 250 million views on their version of YouTube
There's
called
another fucking-
called Weibo. The majority of viewers seem to side with Kang, arguing that if the restaurant can't handle his appetite, they should stop functioning as an all-you-can-eat buffet. And I'm with
Amazing.
the people of China on
Just
that one.
charge
I'm
my
with
man
them too,
triple,
man.
and there's no bad press.
Right, yeah.
It's a reasonable thing to be like, listen, man, you eat as much as 4 people every time you come in here. We're losing money. I'm going to have to start charging you for 4 people.
Yeah.
And if he can't do that, then you ban him.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing. It's like it's not a story, except for that he made himself into a local celebrity.
Yeah.
The
So
story
now-
is that this dude eats so much, they charge him 4 times as much
Anywhere
at
else
the
in the world,
buffet.
every restaurant's just like, no, fuck off.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't come in here anymore.
Yeah, but like people would, like be embarrassed. Like you would think.
It's like Joey Chestnut at a fair. It's like it was all you could eat hot dogs.
Maybe that's what this is. He can parlay that
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
an American career
Ooh, yeah.
as an eating champion.
That's
No,
the-
yeah, you're like onto something with that. They could like partner with that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think he needs
Bringing in a
to
ringer.
he needs to come to America, and like I think American buffets, because we think about this type of shit differently. I think American buffets would see this as an opportunity to
Hang
be
into
like,
America, baby.
can we
Hang
kill
into
this
This
guy?
man, take him to Fat
Or
Sal's.
Golden Corral.
Take him to Fat Sal's in L.A.
Yeah.
Make him live stream himself
He's
doing
the new-
the food challenge.
Yes.
He's the new man versus food.
That's
King
it.
versus food.
That's it.
Could you imagine the shits that guy takes when
I'm
he
tell-
fucking eats Ryan's buffet
Oh,
like that?
that dude's got to be blowing
That shit will
that
give him
thing
fucking
out.
dysentery.
His O-ring is probably non-existent.
They've had to close 6 Golden Corrals because
Yeah.
of the toilet
His-
situation.
Yeah, his farts are whale sounds.
It's just, they just got to put a porta potty out
His
back
shits
for
are
him.
well shits. The amount of shrimp he's eating.
He swallowed the whole chocolate fountain.
Yeah, it's like
Just,
Jonah and the
just
whale.
krill coming out of the back of him.
He shit the golden fountain out. What the fuck
Yeah.
is that? It's
See?
it's not even like anything to him.
There we
either.
go. Everybody wins. Food Network. That's the new show. This
telling you.
guy travels the country taking all the extreme
Seeing
food
how many
challenges.
buffets
Fuck
he
yeah.
can close down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's trying to
that
put
would be amazing.
great show.
I'd kickstart
man
that
versus restaurant.
Man versus capitalism.
Go to Bar Rescue. This is
Bar destroy.
Bar destruction.
Bar, restaurant destruction.
Oh fuck.
Dude, no, like the guy, the asshole owner that is losing money should team up with him. They'll be like, it's home of the fucking lard ass that like
Yeah.
Home of the
bankruptcy.
Kang.
Yeah, that's what he
Home of
said.
the Kang. There you
Yeah.
fucking go.
Kang the
King in the
Conqueror.
castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring
absolutely.
people in that way. Do something. Like,
That's it. That's the show. Bring him to America. He takes all the food challenges. The show's called Kang in the Castle.
Gentlemen, this has been such a good time. We have time for just one more segment. And of course, it is time for our Jam of the Week. Oh, can't you hear it now? Ringing out over the Magic City, the dulcet tones of Thin Lizzy and the appropriately titled "The Boys Are Back in Town."
Now you got, as a Thin Lizzy fan too, you got all these fucking pricks saying like "fuck that song," you know they got.
No,
but
no.
It's like, but also "fuck you." That song still fucking rules.
That song does rule.
I preferred them when they had a little bit more meat on the bone. They were a little fat Lizzy.
I like
Chunky Lizzy.
Chunky Lizzy.
That was their old stuff. This was, I mean, they had some bangers later on.
Hell yeah. Well, this is obviously from their classic 1976 record, Jailbreak, one of my favorite albums of all time. I fucking love Thin Lizzy. And, we also want to find out what the people think. And, Wes, you haven't been here for one of these, but the way we find out what the people are thinking is there's only one place to go, and that is, of course, the comment section of youtube.com. So let us now take a little journey into the comments on The Boys Are Back in Town. I'm going to read these, and you just tell me what you think about what the people are saying. First up, Jake Mackey from 7 years ago. Rare to have a song about the Vietnam War with positive thoughts. Thanks, Thin Lizzy. All the hippies can hate all they want.
This guy thinks he's in Vietnam.
No, this guy thinks that when they say the boys are back in town, they're talking about the soldiers,
Yeah.
which I'd like to remind him, Ireland did not participate in the Vietnam War.
They had a lot more things going on in Ireland at the time.
They had their own crazy shit
They
going
didn't
on.
have time to be taking on fishmongers. In the
Right.
But I mean, also this guy's got like Saturday morning cartoons playing in his fucking head all day too. He's not all there.
Yeah, he's got Da Nang in the
alcohol.
completely insane if you listen to this song and you're just like, fuck yeah, taking it to them.
Yep.
Yay, America.
yeah.
And I mean, that's what I thought it was about.
This guy has Da Nang playing on the back of his eyelids at all times.
You know, that famous Irish band who made a song about American soldiers
Just coming back from
doing their
Vietnam.
second tour in Vietnam.
It's the only
The
thing
boys
that's
are back in town.
It's the only thing that stops the acid flashback. Listen to the boys are back.
Hide your opiates.
Hide your opiates.
The boys are back in town and they are addicted to heroin.
There was a lot of weird like war stuff. This one, Shrek Flicks exclusive from 4 months ago. We all know why this theme is now contemporary. ... The Taliban.
Well,
So I guess
they do play that when they show up.
I've seen all those videos of them riding through town in decommissioned Toyota trucks from some plumber in Texas with a fucking machine gun attached to the back, blasting the boys are back in
You
town.
haven't come until you've watched a beheading with the boys are back in town in the background.
Also,
Dude, I'm telling you though, but doesn't it get exhausting after a point? Like, guys, come on, pick another song.
Also, the thing about the Taliban everybody knows is their love of 70s pop music.
Yeah.
That's
In what
But they do
movie?
hate women.
In what
that's
war
true.
movie does anybody listen to the boys are back in town?
You don't remember that Forrest
For them
Gump?
to have this fever dream where they're like, yeah, this is a war theme, right?
I actually did see a couple references to Modern Warfare, so it might be in that game.
In
if
that
it is,
video.
we've
the
got
Thin Red Line. Terrence Malick had it.
yeah. It's just,
It was
you didn't even
the-
use a score. It's just that the whole
You
time.
don't remember in Black Hawk
I
Down?
was gonna say it was the soundtrack of 1917 or 1914 or whatever that fucking movie
Oh
was.
God.
Yeah.
It was all done in one shot with one song playing in the background.
It's like
through the-
1970s songs from like fucking World War One.
Yeah, I remember that from the Apocalypse Now redo.
Ick Cobb from 2 years ago. This song gives me the feeling of having friends.
Jesus Christ, my man.
2
Step
years ago.
away from the t-shirt cannon.
I'm with it.
Dude,
Put that t-shirt cannon down,
the
buddy.
most depressing thing
got the Thin
I've
Lizzy
ever
t-shirt.
heard in my
God,
life.
he talked off
How
the
do you
fucking ledge.
cry to this song?
Man.
Dude, I remember,
taught that from the top of the George
it makes
Washington
me
Bridge.
feel like I've got some friends. Oh, God.
Jessica Cromer from 6 years ago. My wife hates this song. This is her account. I feel like a pussy. Damn.
Yeah, well, maybe you are.
You know, every Thanksgiving, when all his friends show back up to his small town, his wife's like, well, Jeff's going to come home fucked up again. It happens every goddamn
I don't
year.
hate the song.
It's just him bringing out his
time I
old
hear it.
Zeppelin T-shirt that he's had since high school. And she hears him in there taking a shower for the first time in 12 months. Banana on hand. And just who got
It's because every time I hear
today?
this song, I know there's going to be fucking truck tracks in my front yard.
Really?
He's spraying his X body spray on. He's like, God Damn it.
I hate how every time I hear the beginning of that song, he relapses.
Yeah.
He just plays that song as soon as he wakes up when the fellas are back.
Yeah, it's like, oh, damn it, he's doing
Just
fucking
all
coke
day.
again.
It's because I'm scared you're going to Manchester by the sea me, and the boys are going to come over, and then you're going to set the house on fire while the kids are fucking
He's
asleep.
just in his garage, playing with his arrows, blaring the boys are back in town.
He basically,
I've got 2 black eyes. Why I hate this fucking song.
Fascist Italiano from 2 years ago.
Hey, Mambo.
Fascist Italiano.
I'm curious to see.
Mussolini's back from the grave.
I'm curious to hear this guy's thoughts.
Yeah, they're not going to surprise you. Fascist Italiano from 2 years ago. This is back when men weren't pussies. I remember when I was 14 and this song was all over the radio. Today, this song would be called The Pussies Are Back in Town. Going down to Fimmy's Bar and Grill, where the gay guys hung out and the lesbians beat up the big bouncer men, and then they went home and watched Xena Warrior Princess, etc.
That's the show.
Going to Fimmy's Bar and Grill, watching a bunch of lesbians beat up a bouncer, and then
They
going
make a hell
home
of
and
a patty
watching
melt
Xena
over at
Warrior
Fimmy's Bar and
Princess.
Grill.
That's better than any night I've ever had in my
gonna
life.
say, I've never had
the patty melt's fire.
Dude,
And
the Fimmy's
the-
Bar and Grill, the annual Fimmy's run?
Both the burger and the
Yeah,
drag
the
queen
violence.
who's helping beat up the bouncer.
Yeah.
The patty melt is the shit.
Arnold Dalby from 2 years ago.
Does anybody have a name that's not fucking cartoon? Arnold Dalby and fucking...
Arnold Dalby from 2 years ago. Ha 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 ha. Make no mistake, the good people of Earth. The Andromedan combat divisions have closed the entries and exits of your solar system due to the draconian invasion of your inner planets and your solar node. Ha 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 ha. Don't be alarmed. The galactic boys are back in town. Ha 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 ha. Don't worry. The draconian 118 war planets are outnumbered by the Andromedan 940 war planets, both 340, visible and invisible. Ha 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 ha.
Bully should have left his fucking head in the toilet in high school where it belonged.
I was about to say, man, the guy from the comment before, like, what is he doing? The pussies are back in town. Like, this guy sounds like a fucking
That's
badass.
the theme from the Reawaken America that Scientologists have.
Yes.
Yeah, I said this guy thinks he's fucking L. Ron Hubbard or something.
The galactic boys are back in town.
This guy's written 3 books
Duck
that nobody
Dodgers
fucking
in the
buys. That are on
23rd and a
Amazon.
half century.
He has like 3 sci-fi books that just sit on Amazon with nobody's fucking bought.
Next comment. It's Arnold Dalby again from a year ago. He's back.
We love Arnold Dalby.
As I said before,
He's like, let me finish.
as I said before, the Andromedan combat fleet is already near Earth to stop the Draconian fleet. Come on, Andromedans. If the boys want to fight, you better let them. The mighty Andromedan combat fleet are back in town. Go get them.
I have no patience for this.
This
He's just trying to promote his
dude's in
fucking
a
books all
K-hole
the
and
time.
just this dude's in a K-hole and just watching the fucking Starship Troopers
That sounds
over and
awesome.
over again. And
Just
he's
copying
come in
and
on the
pasting
wrong
the
song.
script for The Expanse.
I like how the tone of that comment too is like, it's the second comment he made. It's like, let me finish. Hold on, shut the
Right.
fuck up and let me talk.
I'm back. I know you guys have been wondering where the fleet is.
It's the only time he can fucking get a sentence out without someone punching him directly in his
Right.
fucking face.
He brings it to comment sections. He's like that fucking paranoid about it.
Danielle Gonzalez from 3 years ago. My so-called girlfriend forgot about me. She teased me and called me by something I hate. Ha 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 ha! The boys are back in town today. Who's in?
Oh, so
He's like, let's all go blow
Are
each
the
other.
boys back
Like,
in town or not?
yeah, well.
You don't
I
say
don't
the
think-
boys are back
Sounds
in
like
town.
sounds like he's got a few ruffians
They
on his
say,
side who's about to take out on his girlfriend.
Sounds like he's looking for boys.
Yeah, the boys are back
Are
in
they
town.
back in town or you need some boys? Which is it?
The boys are back in town. Like,
Sounds like they're all about to run a train on his girlfriend and
While he
show her
jacks it
what
in the
for.
corner.
It sounds like you should delete that comment before he gets arrested for like conspiracy to fucking assassinate his wife. Hire a hitman to fucking kill her.
D Mags from 3 years ago. I'm 24. My wife knows I ain't no bitch. I'm a bad boy.
It's like, stop texting your fucking mom, man. Like,
A lot
you
of
don't have
wife-
to prove anything.
A lot more wife stuff than I anticipated.
He's really young to be talking about his wife.
I say this. I say this every fucking time we do this, but I think some of these are people just think they're texting somebody.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That dude is patiently waiting for the cops to show up again and take him
literally
away.
though, it's like
Any minute
you're
now.
not supposed to listen to the boys back in town unless you're in a rough patch with your wife. That's kind of the whole thing.
I miss my friends.
It does kind of seem like, because when I listen to it, it's like I'm in a good fucking mood. Like pound a few beers. Everybody else here is like I'm gonna fucking relapse on heroin and fucking beat my wife.
Les Nick from 8 years ago.
I can just tell you that one.
That's
me.
Nick Thomas's French alter
That's your
ego.
French. Yeah.
You're gonna need
I'm
to
Les
not
Nick.
Fascist Francois.
Yeah.
Hey, do me a favor and don't read that. All right, it's coming back to me now. Don't fucking.
Les Nick from 8 years ago. I'm listening to this in 1979, and I've smoked a container of weed with my cousin. I don't know, man.
It sounds like you're.
Me neither.
If
First
you
of
think
all,
you're in
8 years ago
1979
was
still.
not 1970.
Yeah. Well,
And you're smoking.
And
smoking
smoking
Lysol
a container of
a
weed
container of weed.
doesn't suggest that you smoked a lot. Like
Yeah,
a fucking Coke-sized $2 bag of weed
Container.
is technically a container
Yeah,
of weed.
I think Les Nick is Les Police. Les Police, yeah.
Well, what I think is that he has a Folgers can that somebody gave him that was spy shit, and he's just fucking wrecked his brain on that shit. He's in the middle of a seizure from it when he was talking to
Mr. Fox Bogardus from 4 years ago.
Solid name.
I am almost 40. I just closed my eyes and piff, paff, poof, a decade just evaporated. And then I woke up in a prison called France, or Frankistan as I call it.
Frankistan.
Terrorism, unemployment, taxes, criminality, banksters, Kardashians. I was happy 20 years ago.
This guy's running from
I
something.
was like, oh, famous French people, the Kardashians.
That's what I call my ex-wife's new husband when my kid has to go over there. Oh, you're going over to Frankistan?
Right, yeah.
Oh, maybe those are the rules over in Frankistan. But at Daddy's house, we do things a little different.
You guys are so
Frankenstein is like a Lithuanian bootleg of a Mary Shelley book.
You're gonna say that while like mockingly doing like gay stereotypes, like Frankenstein. That's where he's going.
Frankistan is just Joey Chestnut's estate. Welcome to Frankistan.
The House of Hot.
You can have any hot dog you want.
House of Hot Dog.
The house that Nathan's built.
It sounds to me like this guy is fleeing the U.S. like Wesley Snipes did to me. He's running from some fucking creditors. He was like the Kardashians bankers.
Pipsqueak.
We know what I'm talking about.
Pipsqueak 111 from 10 months ago. I want this song to be played after I stop my wife from leaving me to go with some douchebag lawyer and to keep my kids, and then it cuts to a montage of me and the lads through the ages.
Yeah.
Pipsqueak's kind of a misleading name for that.
Well, I mean,
111 is my 311 cover band.
we do the one song.
It's just me. It's just me on an accordion solo.
This guy's been fucking my wife. I'm gonna pound the shit out of him.
Be the last
What's your
time
name, dude?
anyone calls me a
Pipsqueak.
pipsqueak.
That depressed dude who's saying that this song reminds him, it makes him feel like he has friends. We're now in a running for most depressing because I can't think of a lot of things more sad than you reminiscing about having custody of your children when you and your two sons and the boys are back in town and
Yeah.
playing over that
It's such like a
montage.
fun anthem, and then the comments are sad. It makes you think like you fucking go like look at the fucking comments for like an REM fucking song, and it's like
I'm having a great time.
this is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're partying to this shit, baby.
It's funny because the age of them says it all. It's like they're at that point in their life where they fucking just.
It's like the
Fucking
comments for
over.
Radiohead's "Creep" are just like, whoa.
Man, I remember banger
yeah.
after
And the
banger on
boys
that
are back in town. It's like, my wife let me have the kids this weekend. Oh, yeah.
My
Rage
wife
season.
are enjoying the fuck out of this song together. We're in love. Nobody can stop us.
one. He's like, just bought a shotgun at Walmart. One day I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna actually do it this time.
We got three more here. I love this name. The Current State of Jefferson from 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Every time I hear this song, I think about stealing cars, drinking whiskey, smoking J's, and staying out all night. Good times. And then driving back from San Diego, drunk and high with my pals, and evading police from Imperial Beach. That's what brought me here.
Woo! Walked
Nothing
in.
like-
My
hey,
wife
now-
was cheating on me.
Now, I was going to say, this guy's got the spirit.
Yeah,
I was waiting on that to take a dark turn,
Yeah.
or just like a
Nope.
different, complete turn. It's like
no.
I like riding with the boys from San Diego, and like, and I swear to God, I didn't like do anything fucking gay there either. Like, listen here, Cindy, I know
we
you
hit that
fucking-
kid with our car and kept on driving.
It's just me and the boys getting high.
That's still
we
six.
made a pact
Drinking
never
and
to
driving.
tell anybody.
Every time I hear the boys are back in town, I feel that thud under my car, the bicycle and the fucking little.
I've slowly been picking them off as they told their wives and girlfriends.
You already know that, like
Can't
after
trust
reading
anybody
that,
these days.
the boys are back in town is going to be what plays over the trailer 10 years after the Impractical Jokers ends.
Yeah.
And they drop a new movie on us.
Yeah.
Leah Nanshay from 7 years ago. Every evening between 5 and 6 o'clock, the crows congregate on the rooftops, an old TV antenna of the other buildings that encircle our courtyard. This evening, as two crows swooped in from the gray sky above, one pushed a gaggle of starlings off of one antenna while the other bullied a pigeon off another. They settled in like badass bikers crashing a tea party, and the lyrics from this song popped into my head. The boys are back in town. Just then, one of the resident magpies came in like a jet fighter and buzzed a madly cawing crow off his perch. I admired the smaller bird's daring and outrage. I think I'm going to go listen to Sniffin' the Tears driver's seat for that one. That's a perfect Dassault Alpha theme music, and we are in France after all.
Jesus Christ.
This person's
Go talk.
80-year-old mother that takes care of
Go
had to fucking pull him off the
talk
computer.
to any human being.
This is like if Edgar Allan Poe went to Sarah Lawrence.
That's exactly what.
This is the Raven we get.
This is the ravens of a lunatic.
That person
Edgar
is
Allan
like
Poe
about
with
to
the Sarah
get
Lawrence.
changed by a fucking 80-year-old woman that takes care of her. Like, she has shit her diaper and it needs to be changed, and like God knows what else.
When have you ever written the word magpie before?
I was trying to I was like, I think like that sounds like some fucking girl I follow on Instagram or something. I don't know what the fuck is that.
It's a bird.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know birds.
she's describing the birds in the through the lens of classic rock songs.
Oh, I mean, I thought she was fucking crazy. I thought she was just saying shit.
No, I think she's very lonely.
Oh, she is crazy.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
No, I mean like sitting there
she's
like I mean
crazy
if she
than a
says magpie, who am I to think like she's talking about the birds? You know?
I mean, this is the final sentence before she puts her head in the oven.
Oh yeah.
This is Emily Dickinson with a crow fixation. This is Emily Dickinson rocking out on her Saturday night.
And finally, Mike V from 2 years ago.
Mike Mullally?
Michael Vick.
It's Michael Vick. Thanksgiving, 1976.
That dog deserved it. We got the boys together. We dug a couple holes.
Tell me I'm
Plugged
wrong.
in the power.
Got a new kennel. The boys are back in town.
And y'all still gonna give me shit about this?
Rehabilitated, and I'm out.
He's like, y'all still gonna give me shit about that?
Mike V. Thanksgiving, 1976. Everyone is back in town from school and from their first year of college. And this song is on the jukebox at the Gnarled Hollow Inn.
Hell yeah.
And then
Man.
Big Tom gets slapped by some preppy who was feeling his oats. He was back by his crew. Tom.
The open mic.
Feeling his oats is a fucking classic way to say drunk, though. I do love that. I hadn't heard that shit in a very long time.
Tom proceeds to throw the guy about 30 feet across the bar, and Jerry punches the biggest preppy through the plate glass window, and the fight was on. It literally spilled over the bar and out into the street and into the bar next door. It was like a goddamn Bonanza episode. Every cop in Suffolk County showed up. True story.
See, this is what the whole comment section should be.
I know.
Just when you were listening to the song and got into a bar fight with the boys.
Exactly.
Every comment section should be a guy from the 70s who has watched too much TV and just imagine that he lived through something
This
that
is
he
Americana.
did not. Yeah.
A fucking drunk bar fight to this song with preppies.
Yeah, with preppies.
It's like this dude is just the inspiration for the outsiders.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Also, when I got to the end, I realized he said Suffolk County, so I should have been out reading it like this. Everyone's back at home, kid.
Oh, then
You know?
100% true story. Then he's not fabricating.
Yeah,
any
no,
of that.
none of. He threw a guy through a plate.
Jerry threw this fucking guy 30 fucking feet.
Threw a plate
kid.
glass
Oh, you should have seen it, though. It was fucking brutal.
Big fucking T.
Big Tom.
It was crazy. Billy ended up fucking one of them. And it was wicked.
It was fucking
crazy.
wicked sick, bro.
That's some wicked pussy.
Just beat the shit out of the bartenders.
And that is Thin Lizzy's The Boys Are Back in Town, our jam of the day. And this has been
Crank that
tremendous.
shit up.
Let us put the final fucking nail in the coffin of 2021 and go around and tell everybody where they can find you guys and your amazing projects. Start with Wes. Where can people find you on the internet?
Oh, I've got 2 amazing projects at home that are waiting on me. But Wes Van Horn at Wes Van Horn on Twitter, Wes Van Horn Comedy on Instagram, and secondinternet.com with a 2, secondinternet.com.
Hell yeah.
Bunch of, insane ramblings there.
Fuck yeah,
Dude, I
man.
love that shit.
I love it.
The fucking Harvey Arbert-M and Josh Brolin story.
Oh, and Second Internet, on Instagram too.
Yeah, and I
follow
believe
that.
Lou Bega called. He wants his fedora back. Is still online.
Oh,
Isn't
that's
it?
archives, dude.
I think it's on archive.
Yeah.
But
Fantastic.
it's it's from the people who brought you
Angelfire.net.
Lou Bega called. He wants this fedoraback.com. Come Second Internet. So it's
Yes. Yeah, definitely check out Wes. And if you get a chance to see him do stand-up, go do that. Narado, where can people find you online?
Twitter and Instagram at Rod for short, ROD, the number 4, SHORT. I host the podcast, Uncle Rod's Story Corner. And I'm also on Roy Wood Jr.'s podcast, Roy's Job Fair.
Hell yeah. Yeah, give both of those a listen. Both fantastic shows. Nick, where can people find you online?
Linktree.com/NickThomas034. And I just started my Patreon back up. Any video content that I feel like you should fucking pay for.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You find it patreon.com/NickThomas034.
Hop on that.
Yeah, it's a lot of good shit, man, for real.
Absolutely. Well, this was a real pleasure. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. And the best way to support this show is to head to patreon.com/thegoodspod. Join the Tower of Power. It's just $5 a month. You can listen right now to Nick Thomas and I talking about the Goldberg Christmas horror film Santa's Sleigh. That's up now. Have more episodes coming, obviously, and hundreds of hours of bonus content. And the second best way to support the show is to head over to Apple Podcasts, where you can rate, review, and subscribe. Show the attitude of gratitude, because if you do not have the attitude of gratitude, daddy, fuck you. We'll see you next time. The Goods from the Woods was recorded and edited by me, Rivers Langley. You can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by Jonas, the Space Cowboy.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.